Welcome to the 182nd episode of the IntelleXual Podcast. I'm your host, David Dawson. Thank you for joining us. It is Friday, February 10th in San Diego, which means today is the kickoff of the first ever San Diego Film Week. Super excited for that. Whitney and I will be hosting a Facebook Live from the red carpet with our buddy Keith Foster from Tonight in San Diego. You can check out the Facebook Live broadcast between 6 and 7 p.m. tonight on the San Diego Film Week Facebook page. So be sure you're liking the San Diego Film Week Facebook page and check us out tonight from 6 to 7 p.m. And make sure that you come on out to the Lafayette Hotel here in San Diego and join us tonight for all of the opening night gala festivities. We got a new actor showcase. We got a filmmaker pitch fest. We got a band playing in the ballroom. There'll be dancing. There'll be drinks. There'll be food. Lots of stuff going on. And it is the kickoff of literally 10 days of celebration of film in San Diego. I'm super excited. I personally have about 7 projects that I've been associated with that are in the festival, including 3 short films that I produced myself, 2 of which I directed. And the feature film, What's the Vig, that we produced 10 years ago, will be closing out the festival on the 19th. So make sure you go to sandiegofilmweek.com, sdfilmweek.com. Get tickets to screenings that you want to check out. There's all sorts of workshops as well if you're interested in filmmaking. There's a lot of educational workshops that will help you figure out and navigate all the ins and outs of being a filmmaker, especially in San Diego. So make sure you're checking it out, sdfilmweek.com. And join us tonight, 6 to 7 p.m., live from the red carpet on Facebook. Like the San Diego Film Week Facebook page and don't miss a minute of tonight's live broadcast. It's going to be a lot of fun. That said, today's episode is the IntelleXuals, the film team, the podcasting team. A whole bunch of us sat down just a day or two ago and chatted about all the developments that have been going on with IntelleXual. All the things we have to look forward to coming down the line, including individual projects that everybody's associated with. So this is a really fun episode. It's a goofy episode. It's just a bunch of friends really hanging out and chatting, talking film, talking filmmaking, talking podcasting. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's kind of a precursor to everything that we've got going on in the next couple of months to a year. And so thank you for joining us here once again on the IntelleXual Podcast. This is episode 182 with the IntelleXuals.
Talk hard and enjoy the mindgasm. The IntelleXual Podcast starts now.
The
MTV show. Which person from there?
Cody Sainu. Yeah.
My sister watches it. I know there's Tyler Posey. Right? Is that right?
Yeah, we don't need to do a Teen Wolf trivia. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fun when they ring in the middle of the show.
Yeah. That happened on NPR the other day to the guy who wrote Different Strokes, or right?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Who is that person?
Paul, I don't know.
Anyway,
on with the show.
On with the show.
On with it.
So it is 2017. This is IntelleXual Entertainment Film Group. Most of us are here. Not everybody, but a good chunk of us are here. This is the group of people that are commonly referred to in our film community in San Diego these days as the IntelleXuals. I'm David S. Dawson.
I'm Stephen Schwartz.
I'm Whitney Wegman.
Carla Van Wagner.
Jen McCleary-Allen.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
We need a Morley Safer. Sounds like 60 Minutes. There you
go. So I thought, and Whitney thought the same, that it was high time for us to get the group together. Carla agreed. And it just so happened to work out that a great many of us were going to be here at Third Space tonight.
Wow.
For film awards meetings and film judging. And
I was actually available for a podcast.
I know. I was like, Steve's available to podcast. He's down at Third Space. We're all going to be at Third Space. Let's just drag the shit down there and podcast.
Yeah.
It's like you captured him like a Pokemon.
Let's mug Steve.
Gotta catch a Schwartz.
Yes.
The Jukimon.
The Jukimon. It's not a Pokeball. It's more like a bagel.
I haven't seen you, Steve, since like way before Christmas even.
Yes. The last time we saw...
Was it Thanksgiving? It was before Thanksgiving.
When was the last time we went to Disneyland? That was the last time.
It was November, I think.
Wow. Yeah.
Back when the weather was warm.
It was November. Or it was like the first week of December, or something like that.
Somewhere around that, because...
It's been like 2 months, dude.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Has. Really? Okay.
But no,
Yeah.
I did see you on FaceTime on Christmas Day.
Yes.
Yeah. And you called me a son of a bitch.
Yes.
So,
What have you been up to?
besides insulting me on Christmas Day,
Just went down a rabbit hole.
He's been
just say
working.
that.
He's been working.
I've been working a lot, and I've had to do a lot of work because a evil empire has taken over my company.
he works for the Death Star.
I work for the Death Star now, and it was a difficult transition, but
But you survived.
I survived it, and not unlike the last time the Death Star took over the company that I worked for. So and they seem to be following me wherever I go. So
Are you the fan of the great cubicle at this point?
I-
Corporate takeover?
No, I'm not in a cubicle at all. I work all alone in a very large room surrounded by screens and watching the weather all day.
He works for Quick Play Media, and he
It's
monitors the Weather Channel broadcast.
AccuWeather.
AccuWeather.
AccuWeather
On the East Coast.
Yes, AccuWeather for Boston, New York, DC, Philadelphia, and they do have a national channel now.
So if you ever call Steve and say, "Hey, how's the weather?" He's like, "Well, it's snowing in Boston."
Yeah. So they have their own studios where they record all these weather reports in State College, Pennsylvania. They call me to count them into the live broadcast. I'm their master control in La Jolla for State
Jesus.
College, Pennsylvania.
I'm bored with this already. About
Yes.
you guys?
I do it
How do
8
you
hours
survive?
a day. So imagine in between the live shots, I'm
At
watching
least
West
when you
Wing
worked
on
for
Netflix.
DirecTV, you got to watch porn.
Yes, I had 11 channels of hardcore porn. You haven't lived until you called the Hustler channel and tell them that the lip sync is off.
So was it a hard day's work?
What's that? Mostly, I mean, I did have to put in a claim for carpal tunnel syndrome.
Oh, this is exactly
Yeah.
how I wanted to start 2017 with the
Yeah.
a host podcast show. It's just giggles.
Start.
Lots
We're
of
in
giggles.
February already.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get the group together.
Yeah.
Finally cleared with all this rain that we've had, and we're able to get together. And
Yeah.
It's true. There were days in January where I was just like, "Fuck it, not going outside."
No.
I'm a native. I'm staying
Yeah.
in.
My name's
No.
not Noah. I'm staying
No.
inside.
Saw some old guy starting to gather up animals.
That was your dad.
No. It was just somebody else, and it wasn't to put him on a boat. Okay. So,
It is Trump's America.
yes, it is.
So let's keep going around the table. Jen Allen. Jen Allen is a more recent intellectual addition to the team. And you jumped in like with both feet recently.
Yes.
And we're very pleased to have you as part of the team.
Thank you. Thank you. I've had a great time.
So you first started working with us on the recency effect, right? That was the first thing that you were a part of?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, she got us the house with the penis pool.
The penis pool. Yes. Always.
One of many penises on that location. Not counting the actors. Arr.
Yes, there's a history with that location.
Yeah. And then you've been with us for most everything we've done since.
Yes. Ever since that particular movie was completed, I had such good rapport with everyone on set, and it really felt inviting to me to be around everyone that was there and the work that was done. And I was really impressed with just the editing and directing.
The recency effect was edited by Mike Tao,
Yes.
who has not edited anything for us since.
No.
Not because I dislike Mike Tao's editing, just because that guy's busy.
He's very busy, and we were very lucky to get him, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
So I was glad to see that. And Yeah, I've had a great time.
I know this is audio and it's not visual, but I'm still trying to just figure out.
Bye, Allie.
Bye, Allie.
We love you, Allie Lennox.
Allie Lennox just ran by.
Hold on a second. Allie. Will you join us for Oscar stuff this year?
Yeah, is it going to be during filming? Oh, yes, I would love to.
She just said yes.
She just said
We
yes.
have you on
But as long as people
recording.
can't change their decisions like Mark Atkinson, then I would have won. You know.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You won in my book.
Well, getting back to what I was saying about this not being visual, I'm still trying to figure out the hand signal or.
I think Whitney's
What's-
hand was cramping.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Your hand was cramping, so it looked like you were doing sign language. For some
I was holding the microphone just a
Little too hard.
Yep.
Just let the blood flow. Just release your grip.
Just got to use the thumb and the pointer finger. That's all
right.
more you need.
Relaxing.
You don't really need all the rest of the hand involved.
No.
I drive like that too.
chill out on the
Super
microphone.
tense.
Wow.
So anyway, thank you for all the compliments on the films.
Oh yeah, they've been. I've had such a great time, and the thing that I enjoy the most is bluntness and people able to take bluntness in like.
Yeah, if you can't take bluntness, you shouldn't hang out with me.
I appreciate.
It's been 15 years, and I'm just barely tolerating it. Okay.
Basically, I've put up with you, Dave, because I appreciate the fact that you tell it like it is, and you know, some may not appreciate it, but I absolutely do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate having you on the team, so I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Carla Van Wagoner.
Yo.
Carla is second only to Steve in terms of longevity on the podcast.
Yep.
And longevity as well. In general.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are both old farts.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for acknowledging that.
And I met you both at the same time.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Palomar
all going to
College.
Palomar College together. You guys were working
Film
on
school.
Trouble with Porn, and I wandered onto your set. It's always with the porn with
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah. At the time, I was having a problem with it. So.
And that was the first time I got to see you play a weird, creepy dude on film, too.
Yeah.
So
and-
that
and-
laid the groundwork for
Yeah.
our entire relationship, sir.
Pretty much.
He was the creepy guy, like sneaking into the porn in the back of the video store.
And so you've just
you remember what those
typecast
were,
him
right?
from
Video
then on.
stores. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's just been typecasted as the weirdo ever since.
Just to clarify here, this was my own film.
He casted himself that way.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
so
Had nothing to do with it.
so it wasn't just say, "Hey, Steve, come here, stand over there." It was like, "Hey, I got an idea. I'm going to put myself over there. You film me being weird."
Yeah, this cat was funny.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, if he can poke fun of himself that way,
Yeah.
we can hang.
Yeah.
And then he dropped an XL1, a Canon XL1.
Not at the time. It was a $9,000 camera,
Dropped
Yeah.
it on the ground, broke the lens, and he
right on the lens.
he was the dude in charge at the school of telling all the students every class, take care of the equipment. These
I was the
cameras are
equipment.
brand
I
new.
was.
He was
I
the
was-
equipment manager.
I was
He
the
was the
equipment
guy who
manager.
dropped the camera.
I would admonish every single class saying, "I'm not going to name names, but whoever had this kit, you know."
Battery was in the wrong pouch.
No, it was like, you know.
He was in
I
backwards.
tripped a camera in school. Yeah, I broke the lens and everything.
Not me.
Sharing mic.
I said I actually tripped a camera in school,
Yeah,
broke
with
a
the-
lens, and then we thought it was fine. We swapped lenses. We thought it was okay, but later on, months later, I get a call back. Oh, something's peeling on my camera. We're gonna have to now switch cameras because my camera's not working too well. Because we all had the same cameras. I was in the class and everyone had the same equipment. So months later down the road, I get, well, we need to now switch cameras. And so now I have this faulty camera and I had to replace the lens. So yes, when it comes to klutziness, join the crew.
I accidentally
Yes.
kicked over Mikey's camera on our last shoot. Nothing. It didn't get hurt though. Just dirty.
I break
No.
my own cameras, so I'm good.
Well, the Canon XL1 from Palomar College was brand new out of the box.
I think you were the first one to use it too.
Yes, I was.
I was 5 feet away from him on the other side of the tripod when he went to slide the camera into the tripod head and leave it there.
And
I watched him miss and let go.
And it was in slow motion.
And he
It was-
turns a quarter turn before he realizes that the camera's not in fact sitting on top of the tripod.
And
it was like
slowly
slow motion.
go.
I watch him. No, like reaching out, trying to grab it, and it's tumbling towards me.
How impressed would you have been had he caught it, though? That would have been like cat-like reflexes.
Have you seen Steve?
No.
cat-like reflexes. I'm more of a lazy dog on a summer's day.
No, it's more
Persian
like
house
sloth.
cat.
Sea sloth.
Sloth.
He is more like sloth
It's
reflexes.
like he's like the what is it, it's not Berkeley. Oh.
Who's the deflator now?
No, there's a college up Northern California.
Slugs.
The slugs. Yeah, the sea slugs.
Sea
No,
slug.
they're just they're banana
It's
slugs.
the banana slug,
Santa
that's it.
Cruz.
Banana
Banana
slug.
slugs.
Look, it's Allie and Lennox again. Hi, Allie.
Hi. Ring, 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 ring.
Everything
Banana
stops when Allie's in the room.
She's just
And she
passing
brought
through.
coffee.
Coffee.
I know. Coffee.
Not for
Coffee.
you.
Hello.
She's taking care of Jody.
Oh, okay.
That's what Allie does.
I've already had my
Full
coffee
time.
for the day.
So, Carla,
Yes,
how are you?
I'm okay. I'm actually surviving 2017 so far. I hated 2016. It was a sucky year. But 2017, got film awards coming up. We got film week coming up. We've got a TV show that we're producing. We got podcast stuff in the works. So yeah, I'm busy. I'm good.
We got movie stuff in the works too, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, we got
I'm waiting on Dave for the movie stuff.
We got a lot of stuff.
a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. It's been everything, that, anybody who's actually following the show, the podcast has been a bit irregular the last few months. There's a lot of different reasons for that. Part of it is I'm still kind of adjusting to life since my mom died, and I just don't have the motivation every week to get things done. Part of it also is we have new dynamics with Whitney joining the show. Mark Atkinson has been doing his own thing, and a lot of things going on with him. He's working catering, and so he's not as available on evenings as much as he was before.
And Steve is out doing his own
Steve's
thing.
got his job, and he's only available a couple days a week, and
Everybody's just very
so it's just a
busy.
lot of things going on. We've all been super busy, and on top of that, Whitney and Carla and myself, along with Brian, we've been working really hard on producing the first season of the Intellectual Talk Show for KSDY, which premieres on February 27th, and we're going to be premiering with Jalen Moore, who's an actor on History Channel's new drama series 6 about Navy SEAL Team 6.
And to bring it back to the podcast,
And it's
he was
awesome. And he was one of our first
guests.
Hollywood guests 3 years ago on the Sci-Fi Sunday podcast, which is no longer in existence, but was one of the precursor podcasts to the Intellectual, and that ran on alongside the Intellectual for a few months. But yeah,
And I've been following his career.
Jalen's been with us for a while,
Yeah.
and we called him up, said, "Hey, you're in 6 on History Channel. We'd love to have you on the
And
TV show."
He
And
was,
he's like,
it was
"I'm
great
in."
meeting him.
To reiterate, he was in Superman. Is that correct?
No, Jalen.
no.
You're thinking of Aaron Smolinski.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. I got that
who
wrong.
played Baby Soups. No, Jalen Moore was, at the time that we talked to him on Sci-Fi Sunday podcast, he had been one of the stormtroopers on Hunger Games Catching Fire, so he'd spent time on the set out there in Atlanta for that. And he was in an episode of Homeland at the time, so he was kind of really.
he
getting
had
his-
several
his-
episodes, I
yeah.
believe, for
Yeah,
that.
he was getting his career really kind of kicked off, and here we are 3 years later. We're still around, kicking around, doing what we're doing, getting ready to launch a TV show, and he's on a
He's
big
on a
TV
major
show,
TV show that's getting rave reviews.
really good reviews. And it's really good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It's really good.
And plus, the same week that 6 premiered, he was also on Chicago Med, doing
so he's,
a guest role on that.
So he's banging around. He's doing really well. And so we asked him to be on the TV show, and he agreed. And six goes into its final 2 episodes of the season the week we premiere. So we made the decision to move his episode up in the schedule because he's actually the 7th episode that we've recorded. But we're moving him up in the schedule so that we can put his episode out going
We want to help Jalen
into the
get
last
some more
two
viewers.
episodes of his show, and it's cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So we've just been busy. We've been super busy.
And there's Allie just trying to sneak through again. Look at her.
Hi, Allie.
Bye, Allie.
We love you, Allie Lennox.
She says bye as she slams the door.
Yeah, so we've been super busy. Whitney.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so all the things Carla said, the talk show and podcast, and of course we've been doing red carpets. If anybody has been checking out Intellectual News on our YouTube channel, and for myself, let's see. I'm doing a stage reading with some other gals in town of Love, Loss, and What I Wore on March 25th. So we're gearing up
That's
for that.
with Kristen Fogel and
Yep, and Lydia Real,
Lydia Real,
which you guys may have seen. David did a review of
review
their
American
show,
Hero.
American Hero,
which was wonderful.
yeah, they've wrapped that up now, so they're done with that. We're moving on to the next thing. So everybody should come out and see that. It's March 25th and March 28th, and more information to follow as soon as we figure it out.
We will blast it all out on our network. So.
I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Just check it out on Facebook because we'll blast it for you.
To cope with my political anxieties, I've been working on writing a play, of which Jalen is going to help in some capacity, and I'll be working with Kristen Fogel and Lydia Real again on that one. And I teach. I've been teaching a lot, little kids. We're doing dances with 4-year-olds. It's kind of like Dances with Wolves, only way more dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They all have small, sharp teeth, though.
Yes.
But they do. And then
ankle biters.
I'm working
You
with
just don't turn your back to them.
True.
And don't show them fear.
I'm working with a lovely group of 5th graders, and we're working on some devised theater. They're going to stage their own show, so I'm psyched about what creative things 5th graders come up with. It might be terrifying.
It's going to be violent.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. They've already been asking about stage
I remember
combat.
myself in the 5th grade. I was violent.
Yeah, they've already been asking about stage combat, so I'm like, okay, where are we going with this, guys?
Yeah, where's the foam swords and all that?
And then lastly, I've been doing some auditions up in LA trying to get representation. So if anybody wants to be my agent and or manager, I am looking.
Well, there you have it.
No, they were actually, I had some really good interviews and met some really nice people. So we'll see where that goes. It was just a really busy couple of weeks.
Yeah, we had a team Skype meeting. You looked really run down. You're just like,
Oh, thanks.
well, I mean,
This is why I prefer phone to Skype.
you know, it was late on a Wednesday. You know, like whatever. But you obviously were up there.
Yeah.
She's hustling. She's hungry for this.
Boots
Yep.
on the ground. Like
Goes
when
from
I say you
teacher to actress.
looked exhausted and worn out. It's a good thing because you were up there doing it.
Carla, every day I'm hustling. Somebody play
Every
that
day
music.
I'm hustling. I got you back, Whit.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Same wavelength there. Yeah. What about you, David? What are you up to, man?
I'm trying to keep them busy.
Yeah. Yes. I'm just recovering from like massive computer failure. Like the last month has just been horrible for me on computers.
Not only did the computer melt down, David melt down.
Well, I operate on 2 machines, right? So I've got my iMac, 27-inch iMac, which generally I use for all of the audio production. So I do the podcasts and everything on the iMac. And then I've got my like super kick-ass PowerBook, which I do a lot of the editing and whatnot for our videos. And, when I'm mobile, I do everything on it. Well, just Christmas Eve, the iMac, there was a power surge at my house and everything shut off. And when I went to turn the iMac back on, all I got was like the hard drive.
Did you have it in a surge protector?
It wasn't a surge protector. It wasn't on a battery backup, so it still went off. But it was like the hard drive couldn't engage. It was just over and over again. I tried starting it like a dozen times. Like, damn it, okay, well, my iMac's dead. So I just
Merry Christmas.
kind of put it aside.
Thanks,
I was like, okay, I got the laptop. I'll focus on the laptop. I can still work. I just don't have like the ability to multitask as well as I was. So no big deal until a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I was doing some stuff for Film Consortium. I was burning Blu-rays, and I needed to get their Blu-ray burner back to them. So I went to check my old Blu-ray burner, my old external Blu-ray burner, which I haven't used in a while. I plugged it into the USB port on my laptop. There was a pop, a fizz, and everything died.
Pop, fizz.
I went,
Oh, my
what the fuck?
The old smoke test.
My heart dropped in my toe, and I'm like, my $5,000 laptop just died because I plugged a thing in the USB port. What the hell?
Your heart dropped to your toe.
So I unplugged it and then, plugged it back in, and the light on the plug turned on, and everything indicated that it should start, and I hit the power button and just like literally nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Like, all right, so I waited 10 minutes. I'm like, I'll just let it cool down. Maybe just like power buildup or something. I don't know. 10 minutes later, I go to try and power it. I hit the button, and I could hear a and then it was dead. Like just nothing. Just so if I let it charge for a little while, I could get a sound, which isn't like a hard drive because it was an SSD, like solid state. So there's no moving components in it. That was some sort of power, like weird power blockage or something. I don't know. It was dead. So I took it to Apple because it was under 5 years old. They were able to give me a flat rate repair deal. $575.
Ouch.
It's $575. They shipped it off to Houston, and the techs at their Houston repair center went through it, replaced the logic board. They gave it a new display. They replaced a bunch of the exterior components that were dinged and scratched and damaged from all the traveling that laptop's done over the years, and sent it back.
What about all your files? Were they still okay?
I had no idea at the time because there was no way to get into it to actually access that stuff. But when it came back from Houston and they fired it up, all my files were still there. So I didn't lose anything.
Lucky.
I was like, holy crap. But basically for $600, I got a brand new Retina display. They fixed serious cosmetic damage that was done to the laptop when I was in New York. And gave me a whole brand new logic board and processor. So
That is a deal.
Wow.
Bad.
yeah.
That's some amazing shit there. Your heart sank to your toe. My mouth, my jaw is. I had to pull my jaw out of my lap.
Now
So
here's the
holy crap.
Here's the fucked up weird thing too.
No,
though, okay.
it wasn't my computer, so it was just my jaw in the lap.
So
I'm
while
a Jew, $575 for that.
so what a deal. So while the laptop is off in Houston getting fixed, I'm panicking that it's not going to be able to get fixed or whatever, and I put the iMac up on the table and I'm like, I'm going to get it started. I'm going to try and start it. All right, fuck. Okay, it's still dead. Turn it off. Unplug it. Plug it back in. Start it up again. I went through it a dozen times. And then I was like, oh, there's a safe mode startup. Maybe I could get a startup in safe mode. So I started up. I'm holding the shift key down. And the progress bar goes to about 80% and then just sits there. And it won't go past. And I'm talking to Teresa and Brian. We're having a conversation, a long conversation. Finally, my fingers were just tired from holding the button down for so long. I probably been holding it for 10 minutes. And then I'm like, oh, I guess this thing's just dead. And I let go of the shift button. And I reach up to hit the power button to force the thing to turn off. And as soon as my hand gets next to the computer, whoop, it goes to the login screen. I'm like, what the fuck? Teresa and Brian are like, whoa, what's going on?
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I'm like, I don't know. Let's see if I can log in. So I logged in. Thing started. It was running like a dog though, super slow. It was like every bit of cache had been wiped clean. So everything was loading for the first time. It had never loaded any windows before. So it took forever to start up, but it started all the way up. So then I decided I'm going to bypass the internal hard drive because I don't trust it for a while and just see if the machine works. So I hooked up an old FireWire hard drive to it, installed OS 10 onto that, started up from the FireWire drive, and was able to run off of the FireWire drive for a couple of days, and everything seemed to be going fine. Laptop came back, and I'm like, great. So I took the iMac and restarted it from the internal drive, and it's been running flawlessly ever since. I don't know. It was like a month of just fucked up weird shit with my computers, and now they're both just oh, we're good.
Yeah. They missed each other.
And I didn't fix anything on the iMac. It just started working again.
For your sanity, might I suggest Linux? Just saying.
I've known too many people who use Linux. There's no sanity there.
It's simplistic. It's great.
I have someone who I used to work with at DirecTV who would disagree with you.
Yeah, because Linux people are all uppity. I know.
Every programmer
no, I wouldn't use the word. I wouldn't
Linux.
use that word around him.
I'm so glad I'm on PC.
But I mean, this.
Yeah,
is,
right. The lady whose computer completely died last year and couldn't get fixed. And
Oh, no,
multiple visits to the repair guy.
This
well,
is a person.
in all fairness, the repair guy forgot to finish putting in the rest of my RAM.
A repair person forgot
Yeah.
to put in the rest of your. It's like,
Yeah.
what are these pieces? We
Hey,
got some leftovers.
That happens in all
not a-
fields. I
Yeah.
took my car into the
This is not
Ford
IKEA.
dealership, and they forgot to put in oil.
They forgot to put
Yeah.
in oil.
Yeah, and an oil
and when
change.
you
That was
pay
that day
for
you
it.
drove to my house.
Yeah,
And you're
and-
like, I don't
Well,
think
how
they
about
put oil
mine?
in my car.
Yeah. How about mine? You schedule an entire surgery where you have everyone showing up, but they forget to let the doctor know. And you get to sit there for several hours waiting for the doctor from, let's say, 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. while you're waiting for your son's heart to get work done. Yay.
Jen wins. Jen
Yeah,
wins.
Jen
Jen
wins.
wins. Yeah, Jen wins.
No.
We can just stop there. Jen wins.
Jen wins.
Right.
No, the Jews got to find some way to suffer more.
No, I didn't know if my car was going to be able to start, so I win. So.
No.
She didn't know
Jen
if a
wins.
kid was going to be able to start.
I didn't know if my kid's heart was going to start. I mean, come on.
Okay, man.
She wins, Steve.
Yeah.
Although I think this brings up a fun audience interaction game. Can we have our audience members submit epic customer service fails? I think that would be
Sure,
great.
there's
Yes.
Or epic baskets of stupid.
if you go to the IntelleXual.com or IXE.us and visit the show page for this episode, if you're listening on the podcast apps or whatever, go to the website. On the show page, there's a comment section at the bottom. Just go in there and give Whitney her dream and interact with us a little bit.
Yeah,
Yes.
we would love to hear about your bad experiences.
Snafu.
You
And we
get to
will
listen
mention
to
them.
ours.
And we will
something.
mention them in the next podcast.
We will do a dramatic reading of the best.
Or Facebook us or tweet us and let us know. And we'll do the dramatic reading.
Who
Well,
can do a good
tweet's gonna
William
be really
Shatner?
Well, they managed to make all of what's his face,
What
Mr.
do you mean
Orange.
by doing Shatner?
That's a weird Jewish Shatner. It's strange.
I like it.
Well, Shatner is Jewish, okay?
I just shut myself.
She Shatnered herself.
Shatner.
No, but seriously, go to the IntelleXual.com, go to the show page for this show, and please give us your stories. Like put them down, and we'll do an episode. We'll do dramatic readings
I love it.
Yeah.
of the response.
Read it like Bane.
Once upon a time,
My car wouldn't start.
We're killing Jen.
I was worried.
We're descending into something I'm not sure I want to be a part of, but what the hell?
doctor finally arrives, that's when you can die. Never mind. No, that's poor taste. Sorry.
Hey, if there is going to be any snafus, it might as well be in scheduling and not on the table, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want any parts left over there.
How late he is. Just get the job
Words
done.
you don't
right.
want to hear your doctor say in the middle of surgery. Oops.
I thought I had a wristwatch.
Really?
Has anybody seen my wedding ring?
Get that cat out of here. It's from Man with Two Brains.
So I've been dealing with computer crap, and I'm working with Caleb Bolster and adapting a short story that she wrote into a screenplay, which we may shoot sometime this year. I don't know. I don't like committing to shooting things. Like, they're going to happen when they happen. Yeah, and we did updated versions of all 3 of the films we did last year that we submitted for the Film Awards. So if you're going to San Diego Film Week, Sunday night we have Bittersweet Fortune and Discontinuance, of which the lovely Whitney Wegman is the star of one and the co-star of the other.
Yeah, come check it out. It's a double feature.
And that's Sunday night as part of the 48-hour film block at 8 p.m. at the Museum of Photographic Arts. Tickets are available at sdfilmweek.com. Thursday night, the director's cut, producer's cut, the extended cut of In Situ is going to be screening in the Right in the Fields drama block at Film Week. Also at 8 p.m. at Museum of Photographic Arts.
Sorry, you
Right in the Fields.
Right in the Fields?
That's
Where
the name
is
of the
that?
drama block.
Oh, that's
Right in the fields, like the cockles of your heart.
Like
I
it's a romantic
okay.
film put
He doesn't feel.
right in
I
the
don't
fields.
feel. I don't have any feelings.
Watch Finding Dory. It'll break you.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah, well.
No. Sorry.
Hey,
But yeah, so In Situ will be screening that night, and yeah, it's worth coming to see because it's a dramatic romance that I wrote, which I still can't believe I wrote a romance,
you did.
and it's not too bad.
and I wrote a
lot
little
of
bit
fun
of
with
it.
You did write a little bit of it.
Okay.
And Teresa's able to recognize exactly what part you wrote.
Because
like-
it was nothing like
She
what
goes,
you
that's
wrote.
not David's voice. That must be Steve.
And there was a little bit of comedy you added too.
Well, I always do.
And of
Every single
course-
one of our projects is how can we humiliate Steve the most?
You didn't write that.
No, I didn't. No.
I put that in.
That just came natural.
Of course.
That just came
I wouldn't
natural.
write anything to humiliate myself.
But you show up so willingly to let me do that to
That's
you.
the only way that you would put me in a film.
That's not the only way.
Humiliated one.
And of course,
Yeah.
starring Caleb Bolster and Shane Allen.
Shane Allen's also in the
Larry
48 films.
Poole.
And Larry.
And Larry Poole.
And I'm in there. A couple scenes,
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Actually, the extended cut expands on your character a little bit. So yeah, no, it's good. I'm super
Watching Woody Allen's Love and Death up there.
I am super proud of the 3 films we produced last
Yeah.
year.
They look fantastic.
They look amazing. My hat's off to Mike Peterson, Brian Davis, and Bill Bork, who joined us for the 48. But Mike Peterson and Brian Keith Davis, like these 2 guys, they're my guys. They're my core team going forward. And
As far as the 48 goes.
so pleased with the work they're doing right now.
Yeah. And as far as the 48, us doing those 2 films, my hat is off to you and to Whitney and to Jen and to especially Linda Skeens
Yeah, Linda.
for being the ringmaster. That's the best way to describe it of that
She was a
circus.
drill sergeant.
She was she was the ringmaster and she was a fucking drill sergeant, and bless you and thank you so much for your ability to your spine, your backbone, your hard head.
Yeah, she was great.
She was-
and kudos to Diego Robles and Leo
Yes.
Bahar for knocking it out of the park with Discontinuance.
Yes.
They directed that. I did not direct both films. There was no way I could direct both films. It was
No.
just too much going on. And Diego stepped in when Teresa, my sister, was unable to
Right.
direct that. And funny story, not everybody knows it, but Diego joined my film team 12 years ago now
Yeah.
on the set of What's the Vig. And he was a young, snot-faced little kid who showed up one day randomly to ask questions and shadow me through the process of shooting one day.
He came up to me on that first day and said, "Hey, I hear you guys are doing a film. Do you mind if I watch?" And I'm like, "Who the hell are you?
Who are
What
you?" he was precocious. He asked the right questions. He genuinely had an interest in what we were doing. And so at the end of that first day, I just said to him, why don't you come back tomorrow? And why don't you dress in blacks and just join the crew?
Show up.
Just show up. Come work on the film. You're welcome to come work on the film. And years later, he graduated from film school in L.A. I helped him with his thesis project. I ponied up some money, and I just believe so much in him as a filmmaker. And he asked me a few years ago. He's like, "Hey, when am I going to get a chance to direct one of our films?" I was like, "Well, when the opportunity comes, I'll let you know." And so Teresa had to back out, and I called him up. I'm like, "Hey, man, I want you to direct this summer." And he'd actually stepped away from making films. He was back in school, like studying to be an engineer. And he's like,
we need somebody to build that wall.
He's like, "Oh man, I'm not really doing that anymore." I'm like, "Dude, like I want you to do this. I really believe in
Twist
you.
your arm.
There's nobody else after my sister that I would ask to do this." And some tears were shed, and the next thing you know, I was like, "Oh man, okay, I'll do it." And then he called up at like 10 minutes later. He's like, "Can my cousin Leon co-direct with me? Because I don't feel comfortable doing it alone." I was like, "Yeah, of course." And Leon was actually with Diego that first day, 12 years ago.
Wait a minute. I don't remember.
Leon was also there. The two of them were on the What's the Vig set together 12 years ago.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Holy crap. That means that Leon, I thought he was like this little kid
He was.
who was just shadowing him, who just wouldn't say much, wouldn't say anything. I was like,
Yeah, 12 years later, the two of them are a
just this-
filmmaking powerhouse. They just started their own little production group. Diego's planning on moving back up to LA sometime in the next year or so and making a go of it again up there. And I'm super, super proud of him.
no.
I think that's the power of filmmaking in San Diego. Is that we're a very supportive bunch of each other.
Yeah. Well, we've had some really great anecdotal, great stories just coming out of that production itself. What's his name? We had the cast party at his house.
Robert Winsman.
Robert Winsman. He was another one of these filmmakers who wanted to help out. He showed up, and he shows up in this beat up pickup truck.
He was taking classes at Palomar. He joined our film as an intern. He showed up in like a beat up pickup truck and like always dressed, grungy and not like grungy, but sweats and a hoodie or whatever.
Like anybody,
Just
you
like
would
any of
find
the rest of us.
Any of the rest of us.
And halfway through shooting, we were like, "Oh, we got to figure out where we're going to do the rap party with the cast party." And he's like, "Well, we could do it at my house."
Well, actually, he kept coming up with it, saying, "If you guys want to have a cast party, you can have it at my place. You can have it at my house. I got a pool and everything." And I got it's like, dude, we're not even halfway through the film yet. It's like we're not even thinking about the cast party. He says, well, just think about it. You can have it at my house. I got a pool. I got plenty of room for everybody. I'm like, whatever, dude. Okay.
Finally, we got towards the end of the production. We're like, okay, we have nowhere to go. Fine. He claims his place has space and whatever. There's a cast of like 40 people, like it's not a small group,
I'm thinking he's
like,
got
right,
a condo
we'll
somewhere.
He said he was in Escondido, so I kind of figured he probably had some land, a little bit of land, like whatever, little ranch house or whatever.
I didn't even think that. I thought we were going to be.
I know you didn't think that. I'm
clubhouse
saying
at his
I thought
apartment
that.
complex.
So we go out there for the party, and he's got a like 2-story mansion type house with a gigantic, huge foyer, giant living room, giant game room, a pool in the backyard with a like 10-foot high waterfall from the hot tub, which is way up high, and it's all rock face, like intricate looking, like gorgeous, and a beautiful view of Escondido Valley, off the property, like unbelievable.
Do you still have his phone number? Because we can always use.
Sounds like
And so, we're just like, we're walking around. I'm like, Robert Winsman, what in the hell? Because he was on disability at the time, and he'd hurt his back or whatever. And I'm like, what? How much are you worth, man? He's like, including the house? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I don't know, 4.5, 5. I'm like, million? He's like, yeah.
And he just showed up to work on set?
Like, really? He's like, well, I was the 28th employee at Qualcomm. And my entire career was there. And I got a pretty decent, hefty stock option, early on.
Well, it wasn't just that. This is when Qualcomm exploded. Their stock split literally 4 times and just skyrocketed. Went from basically a penny stock on NASDAQ to this gigantic, huge amount.
And he was the 28th employee, so imagine how much stock he had.
That's awesome.
So anyway, it was so funny. It's just like, you never know who you're working with,
Yeah.
Like, this is what it comes down to. Like, and I wouldn't have treated him differently either way,
But it was just a shock.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, you're such a like normal dude. Like, it's amazing. But so it was fun. It was fun. It's always fun working on set and meeting new people and, expanding the network of people Like Jen, you and I met on the Film Awards carpet, right?
Yes.
Two Film Awards ago?
Yes, the second Film Awards when it was at the
Horton
Grand. Yeah.
And Whitney, you and I met. You don't remember meeting me, but you and I met at a film screening at the Horton Grand.
Well, so I introduced myself to you at the Film Awards last year, but you said that you had seen me already at the March of Movies, I believe.
Yep.
So I don't know if we actually talked or if
We
you
did.
just
We
saw
talked
me.
out on the sidewalk outside.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I walked up to you very specifically to tell you that I thought you were wonderful
Aw.
in you were wonderful in Golden Age.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you very much.
because you definitely caught my attention at that point, like right away.
I enjoyed
Wait a minute.
working on that show.
I haven't seen Golden Age yet. This is the same Robert Uriella?
Raul.
Raul.
Uriola, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. So.
So I played...
Steve was there when we podcasted with Raul.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
nice.
have his artwork. I
Oh.
still have a lot
Yeah,
of his artwork.
he does really great artwork,
Yeah.
like the storyboards and stuff for he's actually doing the comic as well.
Impressive.
So yeah, do you know the character of Wolf Hansen? He's the detective that works with the superheroes.
Yeah.
So I play his wife. That's Brandon Hitson, plays that character. And I loved working on that project because the audition process, Brandon was part of it because obviously whomever was selected, he was going to be working with. And he is so much fun. Like, we did a lot of improv stuff with that audition, and he just went with it. He's such an excellent acting partner, just goes for it, goes for broke. Plus, we both have an overzealous love of coffee, which we bonded over.
Yeah, you love your coffee. That's
Like, seriously overzealous.
I
both
think that's
of us.
why I love you, Whitney. We both love coffee.
we should get Brandon on the podcast.
We should get Brandon on the podcast. That would be great.
We should
I'll leave
get
that to
coffee.
you. You reach out.
Okay. We should have coffee, too.
Go get Jeffrey Beach, the one who did our drone work on Recency.
Yeah, he's
and
creating a
our other
coffee
two
house. He's creating a coffee house. He actually messaged me a week or so ago. Said he's going to be opening an actual retail location, I believe, in 2018. So
Good for him.
that's his goal.
So coffee and drones.
Coffee Heart.
Coffee Heart. Right on.
Yeah. So
I had that. That's why I had to cut down on my coffee intake. I started getting a coffee heart.
The great
Augured in
deflator
on that
strikes
one.
again.
Hey, I've
Augured in
got
on
a project on the same night, Thursday. A music
That's right.
video.
The music video that you helped
yeah.
produce.
I co-directed with John Freeman and Jonas Banks, and we had a really good crew. And it's the Pictographs, and the song is called "Misery of My Company."
Nice.
So it's kind of a punk rock with a deal. It's
kinda racy too, right?
A little racy, and it's one of those stories of tension between couples. She gets a bit upset.
And where is
His
that screening?
actions.
Same screening as In Situ. It's at
Okay,
the Museum
yeah.
of Photographic Arts this Thursday, February 16th.
Thursday, February 16th at 8 p.m.
At the
MOPA.
MOPA.
And it's
Tickets
it's,
available at sdfilmweek.com. Make
Yep.
sure you go buy your tickets. Come join us. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. SD Film Week is going to be awesome.
I was also on a PA on the movie Forgotten. That's in the LA San Diego group on Sunday. And
San
Justin
Diego Hearts
Little.
LA, that one?
Yeah. Well, it's the San Diego Hearts LA, yeah. And that was Justin Little's story, and he actually acted in that. That was a very interesting family story.
Cool.
So, anyways, a couple other projects, but yeah, I'm really glad to see everyone's work. And the
I should
week
also
is
mention,
pretty filled
because
up.
I couldn't remember when I was talking to Jody, I was like, I know there's another film that I was involved with. Fear Binds from Natalie Lauer. I worked audio on that.
What about Daydream Hotel?
And then, yeah, Daydream Hotel. I mentioned that in the podcast with Jody. So that's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. So I have 3 shorts, 4 shorts, 2 features that I was associated with. So
Wow.
yeah, not quite as many as Brueggemeyer and Film Week, but you know,
Who is?
there's only
But
one
you
Brueggemeyer.
gotta
There's only
love
one.
those music videos. I mean, I happen to actually, even though I made a music video, I have some serious competition with Rich Varville and Mike Brueggemeyer as other music video directors. So they made some pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, Brueggemeyer's music video has got John Barrowman in it too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That with Danielle Presti and Alicia Champion with Holy. I mean, Danielle Presti's Holy is one of those really, really, really touching films.
I do
as well as
anything to
music
work with John
videos.
Barrowman.
So,
That guy's the tits. Yeah. So congratulations on your films. Congratulations, guys, on our films.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you're in that's screening? Do you know of? Whitney?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. And then we're doing red carpet duties on Friday.
Yeah, we'll see you all on the red carpet.
yes, come on out.
We're going to be Facebook living the red carpet. So that's from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. It's the first time Film Consortium has done a Facebook Live of an event like that. So we're kind of...
Because being live doesn't add any pressure. or
No,
anything.
there's no pressure at all.
Sure.
We'll be co-hosting the carpet with
Love
Keith
that.
Foster from Tonight in San Diego,
All
who
right.
who also will be on the Intellectual Talk Show with Jesse Egan. That episode will be airing in mid-March. So be on the lookout for that. And those guys, man, they're killing it. They moved from KSDY to CW6, and they're airing Saturday nights at I think 11 o'clock,
11.
which is
I
really
think
cool.
I'll have to bring some spiders to the red carpet. Watch the show if you want to know what that inside joke's about.
Yay, go tonight in San Diego.
Do you remember the conversation
David,
about
we
spiders?
we can't hear the stare that you're giving Whitney right now. So
Stare down.
the stare down that he
For sure.
from this angle it looks like a stink eye, but
From this angle, it is a stink eye.
oh, okay, so wasn't a misinterpretation on my part.
Yeah. It was really nice that Whitney was part of the podcast for a while. I don't like spiders. We'll just leave it at that. I'm all paranoid.
I'll just say the word moist.
God damn it.
I was going to add, since I'm producing the red carpet,
It was such a
no
nice
spiders.
night.
But what if they're moist spiders?
Oh,
Yay, the moist spiders. Okay, well, I guess this is the last time you guys will be hearing from me, but it was nice working with everyone.
You're welcome.
Well, this is not like it was 10 years ago where David couldn't handle anybody pointing their finger directly at him. He would just go into the giggle fit whenever somebody did that.
yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
Still don't understand that. It was,
I hadn't had sex in like 5 years.
I haven't either, and nobody points at me, and it makes me laugh.
No, you're just sad. I got giggly.
Can I just reiterate? We've known each other and we've been friends for 15 years.
I feel like a therapist would have a heyday with this conversation.
He'd want overtime.
Most definitely. So tell us, Sad. I mean, excuse me, Steve.
So anyway, you were saying, Dave.
No. Look, you get sad, I get giggly. That's just the way we respond. Everybody responds in unique ways.
Okay.
I got really giggly. I was super ticklish. Like it's just like I was super ticklish
To the point where I could stand from here. We are like 5 feet apart right now from David. I could sit here and point my
if
finger.
he pointed his finger at me like that,
He would just. We were working on a film.
uncontrollable giggles.
We were working on.
We were working on what's the
Roman's
name?
film.
No,
it was
Roman's film.
film.
Yeah, it was that long ago.
Yes.
So yeah, we were working on Roman Koenig's
Human
film,
Resource.
Human Resource, and Melanie, I think, is the one who figured out that. God bless Melanie. That also contributed to the sensitivity at the time. But like if I had the camera pointed at her, I was the DP on that film. If I had the camera pointed at her and my head like buried into the eyepiece, if she pointed at the lens, I started giggling.
Yes, I was a witness to that. Now this was
And not like hee like uncontrollable giggle fits.
We had to
sides
cut.
hurting. Like
We had to cut.
Couldn't work until I settled the fuck down. Like it was that bad.
Yeah.
It was
Was that her name? Her name is Melanie.
Melanie Glancy.
That wasn't Melanie Glancy.
Melanie Glancy was on that film. Yeah.
That
She wasn't
but it
the star.
No, she wasn't the star, but it was the star of the film that did that because I remember she did that, or she just picked up on Elizabeth. Yeah, I guess she picked up on
it after.
Once
Melanie did it and then figured out that it worked, then all of them were like, "This is really."
everybody was just
started
pointing at
poking.
him. Yeah, because I remember that one night.
Yeah,
Poke the bear.
so we were standing out on the sidewalk. It was
Oh,
me,
God.
Steve, Roman, and Daniel Liu,
Yes.
and we were trying to have a conversation, and they were poking at me, and I was to the point where it was hurting to laugh because I'd been giggling so much because they wouldn't stop poking the bear essentially. Oh, y'all can walk through. It's fine. You
Just
can
go
talk.
ahead. Pay no attention to the people on the microphone.
So we're almost done here anyway.
We have Wile E.
so-
Coyote.
Look,
going
there's
on
Larry
here with
Poole.
Larry Poole, say hi, Larry Poole.
Whitney, hello, David Dawson. What an honor to be here.
We're gonna have Larry Poole on the podcast soon, very soon.
So looking forward to it, David.
And
Thank
Racine's
you,
here. Hi,
varmints.
Racine.
as he skulks away.
We need this part on film.
Yeah. So anyway, so we're standing out having this conversation. These guys keep pointing fingers at me, and making me giggle. And I look at Roman and Daniel, who are the ones most guilty of pointing at me at this conversation, and Steve's standing off to my right. And I say, if you guys do that to me again, I'm going to punch Steve.
That's a hollow threat.
And my plan was to, fake a punch and just kind of swing real hard in front of him, freak everybody out.
Do you see but before you go any further, do you see the size of David's arms? Okay. Just
mind you,
reiterate that.
Steve, I'm keeping him in my peripheral vision, so I'm gauging things that way. And they poke at me, and in the process of me going to take this fake punch at Steve, he shuffles into the path of where I'm swinging, and I clocked him right in the chest.
Full force.
It's about 90% full force, which for Steve was a lot. And of course,
I debate.
I'm already giggling because I'm giggling anyway because they poked at me, and now I'm giggling nervously because I just hit my friend. And we were pretty new friends still at the time. And I'm like, oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Giggling. And he's like, he didn't say a word.
I punched you in laughter.
He just looked at me and then quietly turned and walked straight to his car, got in, closed the door, and drove off. He didn't say a word to any of us. I'm like,
Oh well, no. You tried
oh
to
no,
stop
that's
me.
right. I came to the car. I'm like, don't leave. You get away from my car.
Leave me alone. Get away from the car.
Back away.
Close the door and he drives off. Roman and Daniel are like, oh, fuck, is he coming back? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea.
And this was long before the days of cell phones, so you couldn't call and ask.
I'm like, I don't know what to do. He's still got stuff to shoot today. Like,
Reshoot
whatever,
the
whatever.
scenes.
So we go about and we head in, and there's 4 40 minutes later, he wanders onto the set, and I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, where'd you go? He's like, I went away to cry.
He went away to cry.
But he's still around.
Yeah, and I keep coming back for more.
It's Jody.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Good.
2 podcasts in a row that we got Jody Silly's voice on.
Woo woo.
Yay, my voice.
Yeah.
Do we need to leave?
Probably because I need to leave.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're at an hour, so we're actually good.
Oh, cool. We were able to stretch this out.
Yeah, because stretching out a podcast to fill an hour is always a difficult thing for
Yeah,
us.
that's really. I mean, the worst one we had was with Cynthia Kirshner, where we just set up the microphones and said hi.
And 3.5 hours later, we're still trying to get a word in edgewise.
Oh, she's a sweetheart.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
And you know what?
Wonderful.
I don't know
person.
what it is. There are 2 episodes of the show, just real quick, 2 episodes of the show that are consistently downloaded every week in pretty substantial numbers. A Robin Williams tribute podcast and Cynthia Kirchner #1.
Really?
Nice.
Wow.
Consistently every week there are. huge
She's
numbers
probably
of-
going, listen to this. I was on a podcast.
She's amazing. She just had a kid.
She's about to have another one.
About to have another one. So
Right on.
Cool, guys. Thank you so much again. Thank you for being part
Thank you.
of my little film and podcast family empire. Eventually,
I got nowhere else to go.
What do you mean eventually? It is now.
okay. Dream big.
Dream big and live big.
Do it.
So it's a blast working with you guys. It's a blast working with the rest of the team. I know some of us come and go periodically. Like Steve, we didn't see you for a couple of months. Mark, God bless you. I hope you're healing from your
Get better.
weird car accident thing. I'm not clear exactly what happened there.
How does a car fall on you?
I don't know. That's why I'm not clear on what happened there.
Okay.
But Mark, get better soon, and we hope you come and join us and play again very, very soon.
We love you, Mark.
Hope to see you on Friday, maybe.
Yeah, we hope we see everybody at San Diego Film Week. Go to sdfilmweek.com, get your tickets, come to the gala. The gala is going to be awesome. There
At the Lafayette Hotel.
going to be fucking stormtroopers at the gala.
Woo woo.
February 10th.
February
The
10th.
Lafayette.
At the Lafayette. That's the kickoff of San Diego Film Week. And that'll follow 9 days of amazing films and workshops. So go to sdfilmweek.com, check it all out. Make sure you're visiting us at theintellectual.com for play reviews and film reviews and postings of our stuff from our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/intellectual network. Join us on Facebook at IntelleXual Entertainment. Follow us on Twitter at The Intellectual, on Instagram at The Intellectual. And until next time,
And don't hesitate to reach out to each and every single one of us, too.
I'm David Dawson. You can find me on Twitter at David S. Dawson.
I'm Steven Schwartz, and you can find me on Facebook pretty much every single day.
Facebook, Jen Daylight or Jen McCleary Allen.
Carla Van Wagner. And yeah, you can find me on Facebook because I'm like Steve. I kind of live on Facebook.
All right. You can find me, Whitney Wegman, on Facebook at Whitney Elaine Wegman, or on Twitter also at Whitney Wegman.
Yeah. And you can also find my professional page on Facebook at The Real David S. Dawson.
Oh, I'm also on Twitter at Kylo Stabbed First.
Of course you are.
Until next time, this is the Intellectual Podcast. This has been episode 182.
Wow.
Ooh.
We're going to hit 200 this summer. We're going to have to do something big.
Goals. We got
Patrick
goals.
Stewart, episode 200, talking to you.
She's putting it in the universe.
All right.
Ciao, everybody. We'll talk soon.
Hello there, citizens. I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the floaty that will not flush no matter how many times you try in the toilet bowl of crime. I am Darkwing Duck, telling you please, talk hard and enjoy the mindgasm. Whatever the heck that means. After all, you are watching Intellectual Podcast with your ears.